Alright, man, shit, we gonna start it off, man. Welcome back to the Super Clutch Podcast with your boy Clutch. Got my boy Ivy Joe in the building, man. What's going on, brother?
Not much. It's good to be here. As always, my brother.
Yes, sir, man. You was at church earlier, right?
Yeah, I was at church earlier for our service. We still online, so still got to do a little bit of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, so how was like, what was the message? You know what I mean? I'll be asking my girl that, like, what's the message? You know?
Today he preached out of Romans 12. It was verses 9 through 21. It was verses 9 through 21. He was talking about how talks to us about how, you know, we shouldn't be vengeful people.
Thanks. Yeah. I fuck with that. All right.
Yeah, and he was talking about how, you know, it's not our job to make sure like we pay somebody back for evil and stuff like that. And you know, you can't say you love somebody but also take revenge. And it talks about how like that's like a hypocritical love.
Yeah.
And so it was a good message, man.
I feel that though.
Yeah, because even like we was talking about after the sermon, just how like, you know, with Trump and stuff like that, like if we supposed to, you know, as Christians say we love each other and stuff like that, you know, even though he do what he do, you know, we can't be like, when certain stuff happens to him, like, oh, that's what he get.
Yeah.
Like, we can't take that type of mentality.
He gonna get what he gonna get.
You feel me? And then too, like, it just creates that cycle. Like, you do it with Trump, but then find yourself doing that in your personal life.
It's a crazy dynamic. Once it's like lying. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly.
You're gonna have to keep lying.
Yep. Yeah. So, you know, they say hate begets hate, and so you can't start that cycle of hate.
Yeah. Boy. That's why I just try to lead with love, man. Cause I see that. I don't understand that. Like I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, and I acknowledge it every time I see it. What? What you talking about?
Man, it takes too much effort to really hate.
Yeah, man. Like why you putting all your energy in that?
Yeah, cause like even when I was young, bro, my mom used to tell me stuff like, you know, it's a waste of time, like hating somebody or like holding a grudge. Cause 9 times out of 10, that person don't even know that
they
you hate them.
They don't even care.
Yeah, like you think about them all day, and they like going about their business, living life, getting money, whatever. And so it's like,
man,
you giving your energy to stuff that don't even matter.
But I learned that, you know what I mean, through growing up and having experiences, so I can't really judge nobody for doing it. So that's my piece in it, you know what I mean. But it's just like, sometimes it's just like, when it's overzealous, like, it's just like, you think about it, you be like, it make you look at the person like, you know what I mean, why you spend your energy on that, you know what I mean? That ain't.
Because a lot of times, man, I think the thing we hold grudges for and stuff is because we want people to feel what we felt when we felt wrong. And it's like, you can't never forgive nobody if you always want them to feel what you felt when they did you wrong. And it just creates cycles like what we see with Jeezy and Gucci, stuff like that.
Man, so I got that on my notes, but like, hold on, I got something. Man, hold on.
We can hold off on that one. We can hold off
on that. All right.
We smoking on this weed, yeah, super beneficial. Rocking with the gang, everything too official. We just wanna win, hope you make it to the end too. We used to pretend and believe it, then it came true. Went through all the changes, staying sane, that became new. Paid dues the music for the times that helped me break through. Ain't choose the game, man, the game chose me. How I do it, Hall of Fame, I ain't see no trophy. Championship reign, find the things don't control me. My family want me good, always think the most of me. My people come together.
But yeah, I feel like, I don't know, like I said, the other person who ever did harm to you or made you feel like you want revenge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or be vengeful, like, they ain't gonna never know what you feel. You feel me? Nope. Even if you told them, they ain't gonna understand. They have like a outline of it, but they won't understand how you feel.
Yeah, because it's different when you actually go through it.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Period. You're gonna have to go through it with any trouble you go through. So like, I feel that was a strong message for sure. And like with the Jeezy and Gucci, I want your perspective on it.
Okay.
We just gonna go to your perspective on it. I'm gonna add mine after yours.
All right. So like,
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be the same thing.
It probably will be. So it's like,
I gotta smoke for this.
So it was interesting because I was looking at, you know, all the comments, stuff like that of everybody. Looking at, you know, who they thought was gonna win, of course. But as we know, versus don't nobody ever really win.
Nah.
Because everybody keep their own score. And if you like a certain artist, you're going to score them higher than the other one automatically. But it was interesting because, like, it started off, like, you could feel the tension. Like, we wasn't even in the room, but you could just feel that mug. And it's like, dang, like, okay, what's going on? And we all know they had beef and stuff like that. And because some people was worried, like, was they even going to be able to be in the same room?
Yeah.
And, you know, the biggest thing I think everybody was talking about was that ending. When he played this song and then Gucci just started saying all that stuff, man.
Yeah, because Gucci, how you feel about that?
I feel, man, like, all right.
About that moment. Because that's when everything flipped for me. Like, it was back and forth because I love both of them.
Yeah.
I don't really like putting artists together, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, comparing them and stuff.
Yeah, I feel like everybody be great, but they own way, but it was back and forth for me, so.
Yeah.
Until a certain point. Until a certain stuff started happening, and I'm like, man, what the fuck? Like.
Because then it wasn't about the music.
Right. Like,
yeah. And, you know, like, Gucci, like, he was like, in high school, you know, everybody was listening to Gucci.
That hurt me, bro.
Stay versus Roger Davis, all that stuff. You know, we all heard that stuff. And we knew him, but that's who we knew him to be when we was kids, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We knew him to be just ignorant and hood, like, in that kind of way. And when I say ignorant, not in a disrespectful way, but just like, he don't care.
He gonna say what he
gonna say what's on his mind, whatever. But, you know, to a certain extent, it makes you look at, as a grown man, you know, how do you grow from that? How do you become better? To where, you know, there's some people that's watching that might be rappers, different stuff like that, and they're like, you know, that's the way I want to be. You know, regardless if we say that's wrong or right. You know, talk about a lost life, you know, in that way.
Yeah.
And I get they had beef, don't get me wrong. I don't take that for granted at all.
I understand his perspective. Like, I understand what's going on. I don't understand, like, because I don't feel how Gucci feel, but
yeah.
I get it.
Yep, and that's the thing. Like, I get, like, I had moments where, you know, somebody did me wrong. You know, I want them to feel those different things. That's something I'm working on. But it's just like, I don't know. I see both perspectives, I guess. And, you know, I ain't never been nobody that's out here almost getting killed in the streets, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I know that's a whole different set of rules they play by. But it just make you think, man, like, because they said that was, what, like 15, 20 years ago?
That's what killed me the most.
Yeah.
I want your perspective so bad. I'm just going ahead, man.
Because it's just like, I mean, for me, it's just like, there's two sides, all right? There's me that's like who I am now, to where I'd be like, you know, you gotta forgive him,
Like, think about where you was 15 years from now. So 15 years from now, you 27, right?
Yeah.
All right, so 15 years from now, we was 12, right?
Yeah.
That we was 12?
Mm-hmm.
All right, because I math wasn't my shit. But I fuck with, what was it though? With the angles and shit, geometry, I fuck with.
Geometry, yeah.
But, yeah, man, I'm so high and shit, bro.
Nah, you good. But I think, man, it's just like you said, think about that 15 years ago.
Yeah, like, man, think about when we was 12, my guy.
And, like, we still, like,
12.
Like, that seemed like so long ago. And it's just like,
how
crazy.
many times we changed, we done bumped our heads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's wild.
I mean, we wasn't really in the streets or nothing like that, but, like, just life, period.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy, man. And it's so many things that, like, I've learned, that I've adapted. Like, who I am now is definitely not who I was at 12. It wasn't even, who I am at 27 ain't even who I was at 25. And so, like, it's a whole different thing, man. And so it's just like, to have that remain constant for 15, 20 years, your hate for another person, like, that's crazy.
Man.
Like, that's wild, bro. I can't imagine hating somebody for that long.
That definitely brought in my perspective, you feel me?
Yeah.
I was hurt, you know, because I love Gucci.
Yep.
And just from a man standpoint, who he is, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's saying, like, I'm, you know what I mean? Just being as a man saying that, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like,
But that's what
he's like, just to hold on for that long, even though the detriment that caused, nobody knows, because it's a traumatic experience. You know what I mean? Yeah. And even for the person he killed, I feel like it should be more towards him than Jeezy, even though Jeezy was part of it.
Yeah.
But
and it's crazy too, because like even with that, like it started because they said what Gucci almost got killed because of Jeezy, and then he killed his homeboy. And then so after that, I'm sure some people that was like, well, you killed my family, like, we have to go after you. And that's why that cycle, like, continues to start. It reminded me of that movie. You ever seen that movie, Gangland?
No, I ain't never watched it.
Oh, you gotta watch it. It's basically what happened, though. It was about this little boy who got into this gang. Touchdown? AJ Gray.
Touchdown.
Okay. But on Gangland, like, the little boy became part of the gang. His big homie got killed, so he went and killed the dude that killed his big homie, and then he ended up getting killed. And so it's like, it's crazy, and it was like based off a true story or whatever, I think, because that was back when like that was out and then Snow on the Bluff. But it was like, it was a cycle, man, that just kept going, and it's just like, when do it stop? You know what I mean? When do it stop? But the thing too, it let me know about the mind state of some people too, because some people was like, that's what they wanted to see. You know what I mean? They wanted to see like Gucci be petty like that and stuff like that. Yeah. And then it's funny too, because the same people that was hyping it, like a few days later, they like, I'm so glad they healed. Bro, he gotta go. You can't be missing field goals. He missed two field goals.
Fat Randy, man. If we ever meet, man, I'm understand you. Man.
Yeah, bro.
He ain't going nowhere.
We are the Bengals. We need as many points as we can get, bro.
Fat Randy got the control.
He crazy. T. Higgins set that up though. That's dope. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's a lot. It's a lot to unpack with that.
Hey, roll it up. Call me in my element right now. Just on the vibe. Hey, smoking on this weed, yeah, super beneficial. Rocking with the gang, everything too official. We just wanna win, hope you make it to the end too. We used to pretend and believe it, then it came true. Went through all the changes, staying same, that became new. Paid dues the music for the times that helped me break through. Ain't choose the game and the game chose me. How I do it, Hall of Fame, I ain't seen no trophy. Championship reign, find the things don't control me. My family want me good, I respect the most of me. My people come together, put together what they hustle. We run the government and showing what we could be. I love my brother and my sister like I love me. Took the time to learn it cause I dug deep. Above weak, raise the bar where I land my feet. Learn then I teach cause I'm influenced from ones before me.
Yeah, man. From that Gucci and Jeezy situation though.
Yeah.
I feel like, man, I don't know. I just was surprised that what I learned basically is Jeezy have overcome that. He ain't probably wasn't even thinking about it as much as Gucci. You know what I mean? Cause he living his life.
Yeah.
But like Jeezy took a better path out of that. But Gucci still had that resentment in him and that hurt, and it displayed, like, you know what I mean, when he was especially in that moment, you know, when he was talking about his boy or whatever, like.
Oh yeah.
Like.
And then too, like, you know, it's different when you outside, like we was talking about the triggers, where there's certain things that trigger you. No matter how much you grow, if you still got some triggers, it's still gonna call you back to that thing that happened. And you know, with Gucci being in that room was probably a trigger.
Yeah.
Actually seeing him face to face, I doubt they see each other that much. And so to see him face to face was like just a reminder of everything.
Yeah, especially that song.
Oh yeah.
You probably felt that. Like I can't even knock like his man, boy, what's the word? I can't knock his, like, he had passion for that. Like, he felt that, you know what I mean? That shit came out of him, you feel me? Like, it came out of his body, like, you feel me?
Yeah.
And he felt that shit, like, you feel me? And, like, I can't knock him for that, especially for when that happened, you know what I mean? How can you not relive that, especially if it's such a it's a traumatic experience as it was, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the thing is too, like, it is a traumatic experience. You know, we can't look past that. Because I know a lot of times we just be like, oh, you need to forgive him, be grown. Like, it's like, nah, like, we got to give validation to his feelings.
Yeah. That's what he thinking.
Yeah, because it's still, you got to give validation to somebody's feelings for stuff like that. Whether it's right or wrong, they still feel the way they feel. You know, how do you tell, you know, even breaking it down in simpler terms, a woman who's been cheated on, you know, she feels something from that, and you know, how can we tell her not to feel the way she feels, even though she taking it out on the next dude, like, that ain't right.
She don't even know it though, you feel me, because she feeling how she feel.
Exactly.
She couldn't even understand how you feeling.
Yeah,
she just got cheated on. She like, man, nigga, what? You might try to cheat on me, man.
Right, yeah.
You feel me?
And build that untrust, but we can't be bashing her.
Be patient in these streets, boy.
Yeah, you gotta be patient.
You gonna see everything.
And then too, I think it's a bigger thing too, man, is when you around people like that, it's taking the time to invest in them and help them heal from those things. Because a lot of times we get our friends and stuff and we just let them work through that stuff on their own. Like, we'll listen to them when they vent, but like we ain't actively being like, you know, like, why don't you get this inch to try to, you know, learn trust again. Challenging our friends, I guess.
But that's a crazy dynamic too. I'm learning that, like, just the communication part. Some people take stuff just different way because of their different experiences in life. Like, you know what I mean? It's hard to communicate right now. I feel like this is like one of the hardest times in life to communicate. I remember when you could just say something and people will hold on to it.
Yeah.
You know, people don't even, you will say something, you feel me, and people won't even remember it a second later. You feel me? I won't even remember something I said a second later. You feel me?
It's because we always like moving so fast, man. We constantly going in motion to the next thing without giving the proper time to the thing that's right now. And, you know, whether it be, I mean, even look at music, bro, because when we think about that, like, it's crazy. Like, for instance, I had put out like an album one time. It was one of my albums. I think it was Growing Pains. And like 2-3 weeks later, people was like, so what's next? I'm like, bro, I just gave you like 15 songs, bro. Do you know how much went into that? But yeah, and I don't blame them. It's just like we live in a microwave society, to where it's like, you know, we moving on to the next thing, which is why, you know, certain albums don't even last as long anymore. Because it used to be like Jay-Z and them put out like one album a year. But now it's like you got people putting out like 5 of them ones a year. Or
I feel like you got to.
Yeah. Cause
you really got to, like, I feel like you, like me, once I get my mind wrapped solely in music, I'm flooding it, I'm going crazy. Because that's what you're supposed to do. That's the only way to get it right now, especially like for somebody in my position. You feel me?
Yeah, because that's why I even too, like, I be debating about whether I want to do another album at this moment to where I'm at right now, because I ain't nobody big like J. Cole and stuff. You know, J. Cole, he could drop an album and not put nothing out for 2 years,
but he
and still be popping.
He had the process, you feel me?
He had the process.
He wasn't like that at first.
Yeah. And so, you know, at our level, you know, I'm thinking like, you know, is it more worth it to just do EPs, singles, stuff like that? Because people always want the constant music to feel like you always putting something out. Because society now is more like trendy or like what's now. Like, you know what I mean? And then they move on to the next thing after that. And so it's just interesting. Like, you know, Kanye, we was talking about Kanye so much during the presidential election, but now we don't even talk about it. And so it's like now we just focused on if they talking about the votes is right or somebody cheated.
It's crazy that you made me think about that, because I was like, damn. Because I heard Kanye on the 2 Chainz album.
Yeah.
That song was hard, but I was like... but you know.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say nothing.
Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Kia here, and welcome to Health Simplicity's Facebook page. If you're new to the Health Simplicity family, welcome. For those of you who may not know, this is a health and wellness brand that is dedicated to helping you accomplish your goals and leading healthy lifestyles. We've built customized health regimens that focus on the mind, body, and spirit, for you need all 3 to lead a healthy lifestyle. To learn more about what that looks like, here on this page, you'll be able to discover and explore what's new and brewing with Health Simplicity. general health tips, new products, and more. So yeah, it's definitely about to go down. So before I leave you today, I want you to know that we are definitely in a season where we have to stop counting ourselves out, especially when it comes to our health. I cannot express to you enough how amazing and life-changing it's been for these past few years for me, and how grateful and blessed I am to be able to still share my journey with you all up until today. It's truly just been an amazing journey, one that I've been blessed to have and experience. So I really hope you guys just keep what I'm saying in mind. Get excited. Watch this video as much as you need to, because we definitely have some great things coming your way. So with that being said, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the love and support that you guys have shown Health Simplicity over the years. And remember, your health is a journey that's always worth embarking on. Never lose sight of that, and never lose sight of what you're capable of, which is anything.
But yeah, so I got a special segment, you know what I mean? I'm just putting it in. So what is hip hop to you?
Oh man, that's a hard question. Hip hop to me is one of the best forms of expression. For me, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like hip hop got something that speaks to me at every level that I'm ever at. To where, you know, it was funny because, like, even with stuff like in college and stuff like that, like when I was sad or something like that, I would listen to stuff like, I never forget, every time something was going on with me, I would always play Jay-Z's Song Cry. Man. So I was like, I ain't gonna cry for real, but I could relate to this because I was like, I ain't gonna cry, I ain't gonna shed no tears. And so I would always listen to that, and then
can't
like,
see it coming down my eyes.
I gotta make this song cry. And so that book was like, I was like, I feel that right now, you know, especially being somebody that rap and stuff. It always like rap.
That's so true, man.
Yeah, hip hop always had something that like could speak to a moment that I was in. That's why, you know, you get a lot of people that give hip hop a bad name, where it's like, oh, all they talking about is money, cars, clothes, women, and all of that and sex and stuff. But it's like, if you look for it, it's stuff out there with deeper messages, all that stuff that speak to real life. I don't think all secular rap is bad.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
It's just different types of it.
Yeah. And so it's just like
a lot of people like a certain type of it. You know?
Exactly. Because, like, I mean, you got so many different people that express different things that relate to so many different people, especially because, like, hip-hop, when you think about it, it's kind of like the voice of the youth. Even though you got, like, older people making it, it's kind of like the voice of the youth.
Because they always reinventing it.
Exactly. And it's like, you know, I remember liking certain people, like, you know, I wasn't selling drugs, but I like Gucci and stuff like that at that time, just because it was just like the stuff he was saying. Or
I'm hurt, man.
But you know, as I've gotten older,
Gucci.
As I gotten older, I started listening to different music that had different messages, like Kendrick, J. Cole, different stuff like that, to where, you know, it had those messages. You know, I still like my certain stuff, especially when I'm hyped, something like that, because I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna always listen to J. Cole. If it's something I can get ready for a football game. He got certain songs that are for that, but he got that, like, ride around in your car music, like, that type of stuff.
That was hot top.
I ain't trying on you, I was trying to let it cool down.
No, you let that cool down. Don't try it.
But I think hip-hop, man, it gave me, like, that ultimate way to express myself. To say things that, you know, it's hard to convey sometimes in words, like, to where you might not be able to say it to somebody else, but you can say it on the mic.
Yeah.
Like, and so, because once you put it out there, it's just like, man, it's off your chest.
Yeah, you won't even feel like that no more. You would think, though.
Yeah, it's almost like therapy, man.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yep.
I definitely feel like that. Well, yeah, man. Just to spin off that, like, one of my songs, I was just telling Shirley, I was like, kind of like that Kanye. I know everybody favorite Kanye album is College Dropout or No Registration or whatever, but mine was 808s and Heartbreak.
808s and Heartbreak is fire.
And that was my favorite Kanye album. Like, like, just cause I was like going through like a teenage heartbreak, whatever heartbreak, however old I was.
Yeah.
Like that song, that album impacted me so much.
Bruh.
Then Jeezy Recession.
Yep.
You feel me? It was like that right there, then Gucci.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? My Gucci was my shirt off. What was on Recession? What was my shit? I don't know. Oh, thank you, Lord. It's something.
I was so happy to get a pick.
It's something on him. But yeah, man. So yeah.
Yeah,
I definitely understand that.
Yeah, man, because those albums, like, they spoke to, like I said, where you at, or where you were in those moments. Like, 808s and Heartbreak, you could relate to some of the stuff he was saying if you had a heartbreak. And even that, and then, like, the street light, what happened to each other? That was like, oh, damn.
And then what was that? I wonder what it feels like to live real life.
Oh, yeah.
What? He say, not some facade. I can't remember. I don't even want to mess it up.
And then, tell everybody that you know.
No way.
With him and Wayne, like.
That was hard, yeah. Lil Wayne even did it too.
Yep. Because Wayne, at that point, I think he was doing like Rebirth and stuff like that.
But he was on auto-tune too.
Yeah.
Like everybody, him, T-Pain, and Wayne.
Yep.
Was on fire. Gay, T-Pain, and Lil Wayne was on fire, man.
Yep. Them was fire. And it's just, man, that's crazy. That's a whole era of music. That's wild.
Man.
We get old. That's crazy, because some kids probably don't even know about that stuff.
Nah, man.
You say Kanye, they only think of the new stuff.
Yeah.
Or they don't even know about 808s and Heartbreak.
I mean, it's out there, though. I feel like they got that option.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
Hey, smoking on this weed, yeah, super beneficial. Rocking with the gang, everything too official. We just wanna win, hope you make it to the end too. We used to pretend and believe it, then it came true. Went through all the changes, staying same.
It take me so long to make songs now.
Man, I just let them do what they do now. Cause I used to be so mad if I ain't finish a song, like in one session I ain't finished the whole song.
Yeah.
But like the one I just recorded, I did a hook one day. Then after that, recorded first verse. Waited a few more days, did the second verse, and got my hooks done. Put my layers on there, stacking vocals and all that.
Yeah, that's how I be doing it.
Yeah, I used to want to do it all in the same day, but now I be like, bruh, if it ain't gonna happen the same day, don't force it.
Man, I'll definitely be patient. I don't be trying to force anything.
Cause man, I be looking at it when people be making music and stuff, man.
It'll just be organic. Man.
Yeah, like it don't be nothing forced. And a lot of these, like when you think about certain people, they be like, yeah, it took me a year to make this album. And I be like, dang, bro, I be trying to finish my albums in like a month, man.
Yeah, shit. It just depends on how I'm feeling right now.
Yep. Dang, they got rolled up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
New shit now. I mean, it just depends on how I'm feeling.
Yep. Some days I'll go, I'm able to do like 2-3 songs in a day.
Man, you feel me? I'll go crazy. I'll make like good 8 songs.
Yeah.
Like go crazy.
But
then after that, I'm yeah, man. If I ain't do it after that day,
yep.
I don't even like going back to it. You feel
For real?
me? Man, it be crazy because you got to recreate that energy. You know what I mean?
That's true. Hey, this is good.
Oh yeah, you know. But sure. While we at it, give a shout out to my first sponsor, Kia's Magnificent Tees. You know what I mean? Hold on, let me get this together.
Fire Tees.
You feel me? You know my brother Ivor approve over here. You did.
Yeah, it's dope. It tastes real good. Everything.
So, today, if y'all wondering what has me so energized, I'm drinking the finest tea in the land. Kia's Magnificent Teas. It's a homemade tea line made with fresh herbs and all natural ingredients. So, my people, if you're looking for a detox, immune system booster for the flu season, or simply craving a refreshing beverage, text Kia at 708-537-6929 and place your order. You can also reach her on her IG at happy_and_authentic. And check her out, y'all. Y'all won't regret it. You know, my boy Ivor, we are here sipping on this, man. Reminiscing, talking, you know, getting this brothership in, you feel me? Me and this guy go way back, boy.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, you don't remember, bro. When Dominique smacked Damien, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, can you tell me from your perspective, do you remember that day?
I can't remember.
Oh, I got one question, my bad. Oh,
no, you good.
Bro, do you remember, bro, this one time he was snapping me the ball and I was the quarterback. And I think Dominique was the receiver and Damien was like the wide receiver in the corner. Yeah. And I was throwing the ball, bro, and I was hitting it right in his chest. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, I just wonder if you remember. I was tagging his ass like,
Nah, I remember that.
I should have played quarterback. I'd be
you could have, or we should have had like a little package for you.
Man, listen.
Cause you could have been like a Wildcat quarterback. That would have been kind of fire. That was before I even knew what a Wildcat was.
Man, you feel me?
So that would have been fire.
That's how I scored my first freshman touchdown.
Bruh.
What, they put me out there with Aaron Pugh and Baber.
Deontay Baber, dang. Shout out there. I remember him, yeah.
Yeah, shout out Baber, man. Shout out my boy Pugh too.
Pugh, yeah.
Too, man.
Aaron Pugh, one of the funniest dudes I ever met.
Man, we went to Texas, bro. Oh, I gotta get him on here, bro.
Man. Yeah, he need a whole special.
Man. Oh my God, yeah. From high school, boy. Oh, man. Texas a whole different story, though. Man, I gotta get my boy Pugh.
I remember that video, man.
Oh, man, that wasn't even half of it. But yeah, man. Where do you see yourself tomorrow, man? This is my next segment, man. And when I say tomorrow, I mean, I guess in the future or, you know, your longevity, but I'm just moving into right now. You feel me?
So, like, you talking about immediately tomorrow?
Nah,
just in
for you.
Short term, yeah.
However you see it.
Short term right now, man, I just see myself building, trying to get some things going. Like we was talking about on the radio show, I started my own LLC and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Trying to follow your lead. And so, you know, just using that to even like make sure I own all my music and stuff like that. Because of course I own it because I made it.
I just got paid 69 cents from my
Hey, bro, I need to get my publishing. I'm trying to establish that now.
69 cents.
Bro, that'd be the worst. Because especially I be seeing my money I made from Spotify and stuff. Because I was using DistroKid. Yeah. And I saw the money I made from that, and it was like, bro.
I think it's a way though. I thought before all this stuff, it was a way you could like apply to do that or something. You know what I mean? Like to just put your movie straight on iTunes or something.
It was, and they took it off because they recognize that they make more money through these little distributors and stuff like that. And so Apple stopped letting you do that because that's what I was gonna do at first. Because you know, when I think about the business stuff, I think of
what happened to Joe?
Oh, he got hurt? Oh, nah, bro.
Oh, we got him cut, man.
Yo, walk with me, talk with me. Don't follow me, want you to take your own lead. Don't fly away, don't run and flee. Don't be afraid, don't have to say nothing with me. Honestly, tell me if you're proud of me. Bless you. Walk this way, talk this way, giving thanks, yeah, don't throw no shade. Look what we made, watch me create. Went through some things, they turned out great. I'll be amazed with everything I say. Take off or shit, I stay. You boss, we not the same. Big boss, my DNA. Look what we made, watch me create. Don't feel no hate, let it be, ain't nothing worth no peace. So heavenly, I'll make the devil scream. You fuck with me, I'll make you chase your dreams. Don't fuck with me, then you won't get this energy. Gotta believe it even though you cannot see it. Disagree with what they say, you should agree. Make new ways and feel with power when you defeat it. Believe in change, I keep changing life how I receive it. Can you hear me in the headphones? Can you hear me? Hey. Walk this way, talk this way. Got an AK, I don't care what you say. Walk this way, talk this way. My boy got an AK, don't care what you say. Hey, watch me walk my walk. I caught a bird and took off. I don't give a fuck what you thought. Ain't with me, you know they so lost. I'm making decisions like boss. I learn how to win from the loss. No need to pretend bitch I'm awesome. I walk on the track like it's water. New decade, I gotta go harder. These haters don't know what they started. The more I create, I go harder. Believe in yourself, who you are. Hey, I'm doing my fucked on that bitch, and I know if it's certain, I fucked on the bang. Hey, if it happen, it's cool. That's life, it's part of the game. Hey, it's easy to make an opinion when you don't know half of the pain. Hey, they say I couldn't rap on these beats, I had to go step with the range. Yeah, choppy and rain, hard in the pain. Going insane so I can be sane. Smoking this thing, it's easing my brain. I done been told so much shit I can't say. Hurting you mad cause I do shit my way. Yeah, you see what you see, ain't no getting no different. Smoking some weed and I conquer my vision. Shit you be eating, I already did it. Holly can show you how you could be different. That's if you listen. Always grab the attention. Long time since wish list, cause I always knew I'm gon' get it. On the microphone, tremendous. In real life, it's standing. Hated or love it, or judge of perfection, make something for nothing. Just watch how it does.
Where do you see yourself tomorrow?
So yeah, like I said, I was trying to build my stuff up. The hardest part is because like I'm more of a person that thinks like how you remember American Gangster movie with Denzel, like he went straight to the source.
Yeah.
Try to eliminate the middleman. And so I'm trying to do that as much as I can. Which is why like when we were talking about the iTunes thing, like that was dope because you could distribute your stuff directly to the person that holds the streaming or whatever, directly to the platform.
Yeah.
But you can't do that no more. And so I've been trying out some different distributors. Like I just signed up for United Masters when I put out 3 for 3 Volume 1.
How was that?
It was cool. Everything, you can view everything on your phone. It's real easy to use. I'm trying to see how the payout goes eventually because, you know, you can't, that's the only thing I don't like is you can't get your money until you hit $50. And so, yeah, so that's a little weird, but they got opportunities for stuff to where you can put your music on like 2K, stuff like that, submit it for sync licensing, all that stuff. So I ain't took advantage of it yet. I want to get my publishing together first.
Yeah, maybe I should get into that though.
Yeah, you might like it.
And it's free though, just to join, right?
It's free. Alright, so it's 2 different plans. The one I got, Artist Select, is the one I did. It's $60 for the whole year. And that one, I say it's more beneficial because you keep all your royalties. With the one free one, they take 10%. And so, but then you also don't get the opportunities like the 2K stuff and all that. And they put a lot of people on this last 2K. United Masters, yeah.
I ain't know no songs on do that. What is this?
Yeah, they trying to get more independent artists, like stuff like that, which is dope. And they don't take none of your money with the select, so it's cool. But I mean, I see myself. I'll say in 5 years, my plan is to have myself established to where like music is my main thing that support me. And that I'm making like actual like good money, actual money for a living off of it. To where I get to create opportunities for myself and the people around me. And then also at that point just having something else to go with the music, whether that be like clothing or whether it be investing in real estate, different things like that, just something to build wealth. And then too, just seeing myself just be more in tune with things spiritually, stuff like that, with the church, all of that. Because like I said on the radio show, I'm a minister now. So it's an interesting thing.
So you can go to any. I was watching the 85 South show and Carlos Miller. He a deacon now. He a minister. Oh my God, it's hilarious because they was like, bro, you really? He got the card and everything.
Yeah.
So you can go to any church.
Yeah, for the most part, within the black church.
And you can park anywhere you want. Like you can say.
Nah, you can't do that. Nah, you can't do that.
Oh, okay.
They still gonna give me my ticket. You gotta like basically join the church to be like a minister there.
Yeah.
And then you have to go through proper channels, all that stuff. and you got to get ordained and all that stuff. If you ordained, you good. But
yeah, he ordained.
Yeah, you got to be ordained because anybody can get a license online.
Yeah.
But you got to be ordained by another minister, and it's funny that Carlos is a minister.
Hey, he be talking. He be talking.
But I think it's dope, man, having the opportunity because like when I first was gonna do it, like I prayed about it, all that stuff, and I believe that this is what God was telling me to do. And it's interesting that I got to combine that and my music and put that together. And I just try to be as honest as I can and make both of the worlds be able to coexist together. Because at first I was trying to separate them mugs. And like, you can't do that. You got to be authentic.
You got to change the game.
Yeah. And so, like I can be in a setting where, people doing stuff, like smoking, drinking, stuff like that. And it don't bother me. Because like I'm not tempted to do that stuff, but at the same time, if I never chill with those type of people, and I'd be like, I can't do that. I'm a minister now. Like that's a bad representation of who God was.
You feel me? I appreciate you though.
Nah, you good. Like, and then too, like I mean, especially not everybody's gonna be on that same path. So I'm willing to even be friends with somebody, who's a Muslim, anything like that. I ain't about to be like, oh, you living the wrong way. Like, I ain't about to do none of that.
I'm glad we in a day and age like that. You feel me, bro?
Yeah.
We can be more open-minded instead of saying, oh, that's different. I don't fuck with that.
Yeah, because I mean, man, even too, like, when I look at who Jesus was in the Bible, like, he chilled with people who were murderers, like, and they were stealing, all that type of stuff. And them the people who was the closest to him, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't go after the people who was already, like, in the church and stuff like that. And so it was just an interesting thing, but I see myself being more involved in that aspect, but also maintaining just what it really looks like to be living real life and still to believe in God. Yeah, it'd be like the song.
Do you have the stamina?
But I just see myself, man, establishing myself personally and musically.
Push mode. Bring me motivation, bring me life, nigga, right now. Tell me what it takes to get it right, tell me right now. Show me that you love me for the right, show me right now. If you fucking with a nigga, gotta show me right now. Hey, yeah. Said if you fucking with a nigga, better show me right now. Push it. To my people all over the world, it's all love. Never judge, understand what was done. I want the love, swear to God I want the love. Make the jump, don't be scared, never budge. Complications that I face, I rise above. Make them love what they never understood. Watch what you saying, better tell me something good. Over time I made it, look what I become. Imitate, always resilient. Gotta push it to the limit. Success is in my distance. Need roses by the dozen. Me loving life is buzzing. Discreet but still in public. You hate what made me love it, and I'ma keep it running. I want it, yes indeed. I had to change some things. Show you what clutch means. I'm in my mode teams. I love to show and prove. That's why they love me. Treating my time like it's gold. I'm conquering my mind and my soul. You're feeling, not letting it go. Feeling the glow, but ahead of it though. Amazing the rose in the ghetto, they grow. Pray to big God, he blessed me with mold. Putting the work, it's starting to show. I finally done got in my mode. Planted the seed, watching it grow. I'm gonna get mold. Man, it's that motivation. Live your life like it's a grave. Everything is in your favor. Innovative in your nature, inspiration in the making. Tell them this that motivation. Life it got me motivated. So elated, show the world I'm dedicated. Innovated, came from ramen in the basement. Moving past all the fate. Gotta let it motivate you, man. It's that motivation.
What's one thing you love about family?
Oh, no.
No, you cool.
Okay, cool, yeah. One thing I love about family is having that, like, support system. Because a lot of times in this world, my bad, I thought my phone said. In this world, a lot of times people will judge you.
Yeah.
But when you got family members who, they'll tell you, like, bro, you wrong. But, like, they'll still love you regardless.
Yeah,
I think that's, like, one of the best things in the world.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of chances for us to mess up. We gonna mess up regardless. Like, it don't matter what you do. Ain't nobody perfect. But having them in your corner is like a big thing. And, you know, like, my whole family isn't necessarily, like, close. But my immediate family, like, you know, we close and stuff like that. And, you know, I know at any moment that if I really need something, like, I can depend on them. Especially like my mom, my dad, like they my homies, my road dogs, you know. And like to where a lot of equipment that I have, like they either help me get it or like my dad is giving me equipment for music, stuff like that. My mom is like my marketing manager before I even knew what marketing was, because she was telling everybody like, yeah, he dropped the album, like it was crazy. But, you know, it's just having that support system is like one of the dopest things in family. Because you're going to have your moments where y'all don't see eye to eye, but to know that they still love you regardless is like big.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So family's important for sure. Yeah. And sometimes, you know, family for me ain't always just blood.
Nah, I mean, yeah, I think it just be more who around you too.
Yeah.
What's around you.
Yeah,
I be big on changing that. Like, what's all of it? I would like to change my environment. Not change it for like the bad or nothing, just for any way it can progress. I'm all for it.
Yeah, for sure. Because, you know, it's not always everything that we think. You know, you have to always be willing to change. Because one day, you know, your perspective could be right and it might seem right. But the next day, once you got more knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, it's different.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's definitely important.
Man.
My bad.
No, you good.
It's a funny ringtone, so it just be like.
I ain't even hear it.
It's like, cause it was this lady, she was preaching, and a lot of people be saying she fell off, as far as like what she was preaching and stuff later on in her career.
Just cheated.
They did. I just saw that, and she had this sermon talking about no more enchiladas.
That's funny.
And she was preaching to like a Hispanic crowd, bro. And I was like, what? And she was screaming, no more enchiladas. And so I put that as my ringtone because I thought it was funny. But so every time somebody texts me and say it.
We gonna cap on that, man. Thank y'all for tuning in, man. Shout out to my brother Ivan.
Shout out to my brother Clutch.
You feel me? Any
yes,
plugs where they can find you?
Oh, you can find my music on Instagram at Ivan Joe Music. That's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. I'm on streaming sites under Ivan Joe. Just put out 3 for 3 Volume 1 about a month and a half ago. You can go stream that. Volume 2 coming out soon.
Yes, sir. And we'll catch you next time on the Super Clutch Podcast.
Yes, sir.